Hello, and welcome to Sacred State Oracle. I'm doing weekly pick a card general readings to receive channeled messages for you. Feel free to pause the video to tune in and see which card calls to you. It's a general reading, so take what resonates. And remember, no card reading should dictate your life. Always trust your own intuition and use common sense. Your support means a lot and helps the space grow, so please feel free to like the video, subscribe, and click the bell so you'll know when a new one is up. With that being said, I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome to this week Pick a Card general reading. I am so excited to do this reading for you. Deck number one. I missed a week. I was in kind of intensive training for shamanic Reiki and couldn't find time or energy to do reading last week for you, so I apologize, but that means I am so much more connected today and eager to do this. So with that being said, let's dive in. The question for the week ahead is, what is arising for you? Deck number one. We've been going through this eclipse tunnel, so let's see what on the other side of it. And yeah, that's kind of the question that came through for you, deck number one, or everyone this week. And let's flip the card and see what it says. Look at this one. That one says, don't let pride get in your way. Okay. That's kind of straightforward, in your face. There's a Leo in drawn. That's actually a pretty cute drawing of the lion, and it says full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way, deck number one. So with that card, is what I am receiving is that even though it's okay to be and experience that pride, there's different types of pride, is the way I sense it. There is like this personal pride and celebration within you that you're able to achieve something or stay strong no matter the adversities. And then there's a different type of pride that is more ego-driven, and I believe this card right now is pointing out to the pride that is more ego-driven. And it's just when you want to feel praised and receive validation from the outside of yourself. So you turning into external and say, look at me and give it to me. And there is some underlying need for it, which leads me to an inner child work, where this boy or girl weren't noticed and didn't receive that praise growing up, or didn't receive that acknowledgement of when they did something and they felt like that joy of accomplishing it, or even, they were put down for it for whatever reason, and it diminished that joy. But somehow it's just coming up right now for you, deck number one, that you might be experiencing the desire of others to look at you and praise you and be like, look, and be like, hey, this is me, like, look at me, like this ego-driven pride that might overstep other humans around you. And that is kind of what I'm getting with these energies. So okay, so for some other people, it is relationship driven. So the relationship between you and someone else, where you need to be more careful on how you perhaps handling a situation where sometimes we're in a moment and things get the best out of us, or emotions get the best out of it. And and what I wanted to say, sorry, I got distracted by the energies, is that you say something, then you regret it, and there's an opportunity for you to not get to that point. But if you cross that, then there's still an invitation to come back and see where you were leading from. I hope that makes sense. And, not to get down on yourself, but just there's an opportunity to step out of the story and look at the bigger picture. Okay? Deck number 1, let's see what else coming through for you. I felt like a lot of movement and like clearing and cleansing sacral and root chakra as well. As I'm channeling this message, I keep like doing this hand movement around those chakras to cleanse and clear it, which is weird because I didn't even notice I was doing it until just now. So the invitation would be to pay attention to those chakras as well for you guys, and see maybe there is something you need to do to cleanse and ground, clear it, or address it in different modalities that work for you. Okay. Now, let's see what else wants to come through. I feel drawn to this deck. As you know, I keep my little decks around me here. They just said, no, we're not little. Okay. To see what else deck number 1 needs to know. What's coming for them. What's arising for them. Okay, 2 cards, just wanted to be like, whoa. Okay, messages. Deck number 1. It says, incoming news, announcements, important communications. So, that makes sense. But sounds like that for you in an upcoming week. Deck number 1 is that you're gonna be receiving messages and news, announcements, some kind of communication. For some of you, it's gonna be between you and that person that I mentioned in the situation earlier, where maybe the pride got a little bit the best out of you. For others, it's more unexpected, and for others, it is a desirable news you've been waiting for. It's finally that glimpse of hope that I feel like it's switching the energy on you, and it's been almost like in that darkness where you're like, is this the door? Is this the door? Is this the door? And you're walking through and just basically relying on your touch because you cannot see. And then finally it's like something opening up, that door opening up, and you finally felt the one that would open, and it's actually good news on the other side of it, of that door. So you pay attention, receive it. For some of you, it says, don't like react right away to it, don't overthink it and don't react right away. So it invites you to, for some of you, if the message is gonna kind of like knock you out a bit, and you feel like you want to react, maybe that's the pride stepping in again. Just breathe and just take that little breather and be like, okay, maybe I'm seeing it from this one point of view. Maybe there is something else that is happening, and maybe there is like a perfect explanation, or at least an understanding where another person or company comes from. And I feel like if you're the one who the news is more activating that pride and fire in you, and like maybe anger, like step away and just like, okay, what could be other things or other views or other point of views towards this message, because we all have filters and we process information through these filters. It's normal, but there's an invitation for you, deck number 1, to step away and look at the situation from possibly another point of view. And it might be helpful for some of you to discuss this with another person and ask, hey, if that was you, what would your reaction might be, just to see if there is a different point of view for you, okay? Let's see what another card comes in with Wanderlust. All right, what else is coming for you? Deck number, I think we are not aligned here. Let's do this. Is this better? It's hard to tell because the way my phone is held to record this is kind of blocking some of it, some of the screen on the phone. But I think this might be better. I guess we'll find out once we watch this video, right? What else is coming for you, deck number 1 this week? Gypsy Soul, travel, expedition, tourism, new lands, vacation, backpacking. Oh my gosh, they want to switch places. I could use a vacation, right? What I'm receiving for right now, not for everyone is actually travel. For some of you, it is that wanderlust that make you look into new and different things. Perhaps there was something that was, pulling you in, like you thought, oh, I would like to take this class. Maybe that's some kind of culinary class or painting class or maybe yoga class. And you're like, I want to go and try it. Somehow I feel like it's calling me and would be fun to do, right? So for some of you, it's not necessary that you are physically traveling. It's more that you are going through your own map of discovery and seeing where those little treasures are. Oh, and the spirit just pointed out to me the message in the bottle connecting to this too, in the sense that, like, how it's like more of a physical being someplace else, and then you're receiving this message in the bottle traditionally, like through the ocean, right? And there's a lot of ocean, what do you call it? Things on this card as well. There is this wheel, I don't know what it's called. There is the sea star, the shell, the anchor. So something to do with water. Anyhow, thank you. Anyhow, it's so for some of you to bring kind of back is not physical travel. Although for some of you, yes, that's what's coming up this next week or next few weeks, right? Maybe you're very excited about traveling. And for some of you, what I just gotten is that maybe you were planning traveling with someone else and then you guys had some kind of fallout because pride got in the way, okay? And so now you're like recalibrating and seeing what to do. Am I just gonna say, well, forget it, I'm gonna just go and enjoy myself, or is it an opportunity to see where you can reconnect and with that person and still enjoy it together and work through things, okay? It is up to you. We all have the free will, and I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I'm just gonna read the energies, what's coming up, because the whole intention when I do this channel readings is that the message is to be serving for your highest good. The message is to come through with clarity, healing frequencies, but of course it's up to you how you receive it and what you're going to do about it, right? So, take what resonates. Don't why? Okay. And for some of you, it's like, don't get offended. Don't get into that prideful mode. Okay. I don't feel like it is super prideful for everyone where you like, get your nose up in the air. Sometimes I feel it's a different type of being prideful, because you can be hurt and you can be like, and like it's coming from that hurt, not coming from the big ego where like, I am so good, how dare they. It's like this hurt, they hurt me, and and then you're like, I don't want to do this. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, deck number 1, thank you so much for tuning in this week. I am so glad you're here. Leave a message if it resonates. Watch where you're coming from with your reaction for this week. And if you're traveling, I wish you happy travels and discoveries. If you're traveling through your own map of discoveries, happy discoveries, go for it. If your soul gets excited about something, I think it's a good indicator for you to go there. Okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great week ahead. We'll talk soon. Hello, deck number 2. Welcome to this week Pick a Card general reading. I'm so excited you're here. I'm so excited to do this reading for you. I didn't do it last week. Been going through this intense shamanic Reiki training, and it was just not aligning for me to do this reading last week. But this week I am back. I am pumped. I am so excited and tuned in to the messages to share with you, okay? And when I was meditating, what was coming up for me as far as the question for the collective, for the ones that tune into these readings, is what is arising for you, deck number 2, okay? We're going to tune in into that and into those energies. I hope you are surviving this eclipse tunnel. It's been pretty intense for many people, and I'm kind of coming out of it. So by the time you watch this reading, we're going to be coming out of it. I don't believe it ends with just, 21st of September is the partial solar eclipse. That means the energy ends. Now, I feel there's days before it, days after it. It's not like you just turn page and start reading the new. With that being said, let's dive in. Let's see what's coming and arising for you, deck number 1. Deck number 2, I'm sorry. Ooh, that message was for me too, just recently in my meditations. Don't let your past hold you back, South Node. So deck number 2, don't let the past hold you back. What a good reminder, especially going through the eclipse season. I hope you were able to see what is there that no longer serves you. And I know for some of you, for some of you, things that you were attached to were removed from your life, and it was not pleasant. It was probably very painful. Some of you came to a realization that yes, this needs to be going out of my life, yet it's still hard to process and hard to detach from whatever that might be for you that you are leaving behind. It is a good thing because now there is a space for new things to come in. But if you keep holding on to, it's like an extra weight, energetically speaking, that pulling you down. I'm getting this image of pulling you down under the water, deeper into the ocean, and it's dark. And so water always, maybe not always, but often represents emotions, right? So if you are holding on to something so deeply, to me, it's that emotional weight. It just sits on your chest. It just sits in your psychic, and it's holding you back, holding you down. It dampens your mood. It's just not moving. You become the swamp is what I'm feeling like. And I just want to open up your chest. The energetically is what I'm feeling. I want to move those energies of the chest. I want release, not just intellectually release it, but energetically, emotionally release it. Be okay with it. Breathe. Can you take the full breath in and feel free? A lot of times I don't breathe deep enough. And when I start getting into the energy work and learning about chakras and things like that, I've noticed that I could not breathe deep at all. And once I started working with my heart chakra more and more, then I realized, there's so much more room for me to breathe. It opened up my heart chakra more. So deck number 2 for you, I feel that, breathe. It's okay. It's okay to let go. I feel for some of you fear coming up because you don't know how the future is going to be. And the messages that I've been getting from myself within the last few days was all about the only thing that constant is change. And we would benefit if we can embrace it and not fight it as much. Okay, I know it's difficult. I know it's not easy. Trust me. I am very, very human that way. I go through a lot of things as anyone else does. And especially, I think, right in this Virgo season with all the things that have been happening astrology wise. And if you follow it, you know. If you don't follow it, I'm not gonna give that too much of the information on that, because then I'm gonna be doing readings for an hour. So let's see what else coming through for you. Deck number 2. Why am I having hard time to remember what you are? Maybe that's the invitation for you. Who are you without what you're letting go of? Who are you? Okay. And an example that I can give you in this situation is, let's say your children now just left your nest. They left your home. They say, hey, mom, dad, I don't need you. I got it. But maybe all this time, since very young age, all you wanted to do is to have family, to have children. And you were really, really identifying as a parent. And now they're like, bye. So you're in that transition where you need to let it go, that role of being a parent. And who are you without it? I'm not going to give you answer to it. It's for you to ask yourself and go deeper and do that work, right? But the question that came for you was like, who are you when you release that thing that holds you back? Okay? All right, let's see what else coming in for you, deck number 2. What? Let's do this deck. What else do you need to know? Deck number 2. What's arising? Ooh, I feel a lot of sadness. Let it go. What's arising for you? Deck number 2. What else is... you guys need to know. Oh my... we're not gonna do this. That has a lot of energy. Sorry for the mess. Let's try again. Sometimes that happens. Is this the center? I hope so. Okay, we just need 1 card, or maybe 2, but not off of the deck. Alright, what are those energies pushing through? Oh my gosh, they're flying. Oh my god, alright. We're taking this card. Snake Spirit. Snake Spirit's been very dear to me this season, Virgo season. Well, couple things. Snake, we are in Chinese year of a wooden snake, first of all, and then let's see, September is also 9th, and 9th is the completion number. And let's see, I think 2025 is also the year of 9. So a lot of completion, a lot of endings, a lot of transformation, because we're growing, and not only in your personal life but on a bigger global scale. And I actually got bitten by a snake here recently, few weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, and yeah, that was very, very symbolic to me as well. And there's other snake reference that have been coming into my life. So clearly I've been shedding my skin because I'm growing, and it's uncomfortable. It's it could be painful, it could be devastating, because we're so used to where we were, and now is new, and now we need to own our power, and we're afraid, like, who am I to do this? Who am I to do this, you know? But we're growing, and we're pushed and encouraged, and sometimes thrown into the water and see if we can swim. So deck number 2 it really feels like you guys been releasing, or something that's been taken and changing out of your life, so that you can be encouraged or maybe that encouragement feels more like forced to own your own power and stop relying on looking outside from yourself and going back to that inner power and strength is what keep coming up. I keep saying power, but like that true inner power, and and stop asking who am I to do it, but be like, even like curiosity, is it possible that I can do it? If you have resistance to that, because you cannot jump from who am I to do it to like, oh yeah, 100%, 200%, I'm going in. I know what I'm doing, right? So typically there is like progress through different stages of that confidence or inner power. So find the next step that is higher from where you are, deck number 2. And, if you're really doubting it, maybe start with invitation, with curiosity, with like, oh, well, why do I believe that, I can't do it? Where's that come from? Does my reality shows that really like what it's always happening to me? I cannot ever do anything what I set my mind to, or, well, maybe I did. Maybe you're overlooking the little things because you think they don't count, but they do. All the little things add up, right? Maybe you forgot other challenges you overcame in the past. Because a lot of times we don't celebrate those achievements. We tend to focus on our failures, or what we perceive as failures or difficulties, right? So deck number 2, you've been growing just like me, it sounds like, with our shedding, with stepping more into who we are and where we are in lives, and accepting it more. And I just had my birthday as well, so that's like, I had a big number. So to me, I had some age scaries, I guess, to be like on the other side of that number. And I'm like, oh my God, where am I in life? What am I doing? All the big questions come in, the typical for that time period of our lives. So if you experience that too, again, that's the invitation of stepping into your own power and not looking back, right? Don't let your past hold you back, because whatever you're thinking, your body's going to be experiencing, and your thoughts going to be experiencing, and then you're going to make choices based on those things and emotions. And so then it might be that much harder to move forward or to create things that you want in your life. Whew, a lot of things. I feel like I need to drink a little water. Hold on. All right, wonderful. What else? Okay, we'll do the same deck. There's a lot of cards wanted to come out from it, right? We're doing the same deck? Okay. What else deck number 2 needs to know about the week ahead? What's arising for them, or what can, help them? Spirit. Let's see. We got beautiful colors here. We have koi fish spirit. There's always enough. There is always enough, deck number 2. Enough of how do you say it? Typically this card represents more of the physical or material things in life. But with you and your energies right now, deck number 2, I feel like there is always enough of you and your ability to overcome things. Does that make sense? You know how there's like this saying that you're not going to be challenged more than you could overcome? Even though, trust me, I know sometimes it's like, heck no, what? I can't do it, right? But I feel with you is that there's always enough to kind of like pull out of you, energetically speaking, even like dig deeper to find the courage you needed in the moment, to find the wisdom you need in the moment, to find the trust you need in the moment, to find direction you need in the moment, to find that surrender you need in the moment, to find that rest and peace, pause in the moment, to find the compassion, to find the forgiveness, to like, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. I feel it through my body energetically. There's always enough. Do you create space for it? Do you have any mindful practices? Do you pause to see what's in your awareness? Okay? As things are moving and shifting out of your life, deck number 2, there's this big encouragement for you to find the time to slow down and think and dream and look and write down what is that you wish for yourself, to open up, to fill yourself with something that represents those desires at certain scale. If you cannot have it all the way, to what it might be, how can you have the feeling of it right now? So the example would be, you want to have maybe a sense of home. Maybe you're thinking about buying a home or moving or renting. Well, I don't know. But so the sense of the home for you, what does it make you feel if you would have that right now? Is it about safety? Is it about belonging? Is it about I achieved it all on my own, right? So how can you feel that in your current space and time, right? What makes you feel like you achieved something? What makes you feel like you're safe? What makes you feel like it's home? And that's the big invitation, encouragement I feel for you, deck number 2. Is there anything else? Yeah, there is a time to heal for you. Keep working on releasing the past. I know it often doesn't happen overnight. Keep working on it. It's time to heal. There is always enough for you, okay? I'm sending you lots of blessings, deck number 2. Thank you so much for tuning in this week, and we'll talk soon. Hello, deck number 3, and welcome to this week Pick a Card general reading. I am so excited to do this reading for you. I know I missed a week. I was going through this intense shamanic Reiki training, and I just didn't have a space and time for the reading, so I apologize for that, but that means I am even more pumped to do it for the week ahead, to do it today for you guys. So this is deck number 3. So if you were pulled to card number 3, this is one for you. When I was meditating, what came for you is what is arising right now for you. We just went through the eclipse tunnel this month, and there's a lot of things that were happening on the global scale, and I'm sure in your personal life as well. A lot of changes, transitions, epiphanies, and I know, but it probably hasn't been easy. But what is arising for you now past it, right? So I'm going to flip this card and we're going to just dive in and see what's going to show up. All right, deck number 3, let's go. Oh, I love this one. What a great message. It says, you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. So what I'm receiving right now is like this, that like release breath when you can actually release that, like when you're holding on because you're so stressed. I feel that for most of you, you are responsible guardians for your loved ones. It could be your children, it could be your parents, and perhaps for some of you, it's someone who holds the spiritual place in the community and support in the community. And or for collective, you might not even know, but you're holding the space for the collective is what just came through. And it's important for you to be at your best in the sense of that energetically aligned, so that you can continue to do that work, like hold that energy frequency for others, even if you might not consciously going out and doing like circles and some kind of healing and, sharing those gifts with the world. But for some of you, it's just important to keep that frequency, because by being there, you're already making a change. I hope that makes sense. But for the rest of you, it feels that you've been in this turmoil, I want to say, of figuring out like what to do, how to provide, how to keep everybody safe. It sounds like very, very chaotic, doomslike almost energy, where I hear like darkness, in a sense that it's like hopeless, almost like you like, what else am I gonna hear today? Because like, can it get any worse than this? Like, I'm kind of like lower thoughts, but real, because it's real that we need to be able to stay in a safe space with our loved ones. It's true that it's very real, the need for safety and physical things, the food, the gas, right? The cars. And so for many of you who are tuning into card number 3, it might have felt like out of your control. But this card comes with a message that you and your loved ones are safe. And I love it. And I love it. And right now, what I'm feeling for some of you is that even though maybe you were struggling financially, it's that the love and care and compassion that you were able to hold your kids or your loved ones within is what really matters too. Okay? Like, don't disregard it, because a lot of times I think we associate our self-worth with how much we make and what we can afford in life. So sometimes it could get to you where you start feeling that if you're not at that point, like what are you good for, right? So maybe you were like a breadwinner in the family, and then you lost your job, lost your income, and there was a prolonged period where you felt like, oh my gosh, what am I good then for if I can't provide for my family? But every single one of us go through the challenges, and every single one of us go through those type of challenges as well. Well, maybe not every single one. For some of us, it's much, much, much easier that way, but financially might be stable, might be taken care of for the rest of our lives. But I feel like for majority people, we weren't necessarily blessed that way just yet. So I feel that could be it, like saying goodbye. Perhaps you were putting your house on sale and feeling bad because now, instead of living and enjoying in the house as a family, you have to go to a small place, maybe rent an apartment, right? So that is kind of like the energy I'm getting, that for some of you that do not necessarily tie too much of your self-worth with how amount of money you're making currently. It's just feels like that transitional energy, and it's like predominant energy right now that coming through, and I want to move from it. And I think the message that you and your loved ones are safe is the main thought to focus on to help you through this life transition right now. Okay. Whew. Okay, what else, Spirit? All right, clear. Okay. What else is coming for deck number 3? What is arising for them? I feel full to the same card deck here. Let's see, what is arising for deck number 3? What do they need to know? What is helpful for them, Spirit? For some of you, I heard play more with your kids. Sometimes we get so overwhelmed with the adult responsibilities. We just emotionally get so exhausted. We physically get exhausted. And then there's no time or desire or energy to play with our kids. which I am guilty of that as well. Okay, what else deck number 3 needs to know? We got 2 cards here. Okay, and they say take just only the top card. All right. Oh, look at that. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon Capricorn. So, I almost wanted to cry because I feel like it's been really, really, really hard and difficult. And the point that even the word hard or difficult does not resonate, like does not even describe the challenges you've been going through lately. And where maybe you're in a cycle where you don't even believe anything gonna improve at all ever. So sometimes we get into those spaces where we are emotionally exhausted, physically exhausted. No matter what we do, it seems like things are not aligning, and it just gets so difficult. And we get into the thinking of nothing's gonna go our way, or this is never gonna get easy. But this card tells me that the end of a tough cycle approaches. So maybe this week things are going to start changing, energy start shifting for you. For some of you, I feel like there was a need to pause so that you can address something within your family or yourself. Okay. There is a need for release, and connection to nature could help you. Even if you like stand next to a tree, is what I'm receiving. Yeah. I feel like activated energy just flowing through my hands. Maybe you're a healer in that sense, that you like to hold spaces for others through the energy work. And so if you are, do not forget to do that for yourself as well. And find a way to, and yeah, like that applies to anyone. If you've been putting so much into everyone else, like maybe this pause is for you to find a way and time to nourish yourself. Okay? Find time to nourish yourself. Find time to soothe what heavy emotions you've been trying to process. Okay? But it seems like the end of a tough cycle approaches, so that's good. Like there's again transition into something easier, lighter, more aligned. So I like seeing that. And I like the message that you and your loved ones are safe too. So let's see what else. Deck number 3. Let's pull one more card for you. Okay, maybe we'll do this. What else coming for you? What is arising in your life and energies? Deck number 3. Something maybe to focus on to help you with this transition. What else? This feels weird, I can tell you. This deck is doing something different. What the fuck? Okay. I got 3 cards. What are we gonna do? Okay, all right, fine. You guys get 3 cards. Okay, I don't know if I can get them all in the screen here, but let's try. You got gifts. Okay, spiritual gifts, gratitude, surprise, celebration, gift from the universe. So this, let's see. There is a need to focus on the gratitude, is what's standing out for me. Again, like the honoring yourself, celebrating yourself. That you went through this tough cycle. Be appreciative of your gifts and how you were able to still step up for your family and loved ones, even though you might feel you didn't do enough or didn't get to a place where you wanted to be. But nevertheless, do not diminish what you've done and the care and love you put into another. There is this invitation to mending. So, is that coming together, forgiving, healing, repairing, therapy, psychic surgery. It's kind of like some of the stuff that I mentioned earlier, the healing and repairing, right? With yourself, with your own heart, with your own thoughts, with your own emotions, and perhaps disagreements you might have with your loved ones, okay? Maybe there is different ideas of where you need to move at this point of life and what adjustments need to be made, and it kind of made you and your loved ones to be a little bit distant because you saw things differently. So there is an invitation to come and work through that. But I feel that for a lot of you, it's actually within yourself. Like there is this angry, a little bit, feeling of not being good enough and angry with yourself because you weren't able to be where you wanted to be. And there's a kind of like this inner war happening. It's kind of like, you're getting down on yourself, and I would say that needs to be moved, that needs to be released, that needs to be forgiven. Okay, come together with yourself, like align that in a way that you can see yourself from the positive point of view and appreciate yourself and what you've done. Okay, and this card invites you to be flexible. It says divine detours, change, adaptability, new ideas, expansion, movement, yoga, flow of life. I actually did yoga this morning for the first time in a very, very long time. And it did feel so good to move those energies within my body and just slow down. And guys, I was mad in the sense that I got irritated because the yoga that I intuitively chose was slow. It was all about breathing and moving slow and doing stretches. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it takes so long. Let's go. And that's how we're conditioned. We're conditioned to just go, do. If it's, it's hard for us to slow down and be. And I noticed that, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like I really need to be more in the flow and feel my body, feel my breath, feel my connection. I also feel for some of you, as it says, there is an expansion. So sometimes the expansion comes from what feels like contraction, like the energy is pulled in and everything is kind of intensifies in our lives, and it feels like a pressure building, and then it opens up and we expand and we grow and we understand and things shifts, and we have this growth, like leap of growth, and then it kind of goes back to that cycle where the energy contracts, builds, so then it can be released into something bigger and you have another leap of your soul's evolution. Does that make sense? There's a lot of messages that came for you, deck number 2, 3. Gosh, I can't get it straight today. What else do I want to tell you? What else do they need to know? Flow. They say flow. Yeah. There's, again, what they're bringing up for me to tell you is that the idea of slowing down and, whatever way you want to do it, but finding and writing a gratitude for your gifts, even though you might not see yourself, maybe you were conditioned to always play it down or feel like you're not adequate enough, but the gratitude even for like, I've done this, we did this, we didn't die, or we were able to eat, or we were able, whatever that might be. I read bedtime stories to my children. I, took my parents to their appointments. I've done it. And like, I persevere. I was able to, you know, show up for another person, or I was able to keep my heart soft. You know, things like that, the gifts, the gratitude towards it, and then again, there's a reconciliation between you, like inside of you, and your thoughts and your how you see yourself. I feel for you, deck number 3, strongly that this is like the biggest part in your heart and your awareness where you need to come close, because just like this heart is like cracking there, and that's what I feel like, that not in alignment within yourself. And I feel most of it is inward, like you are the one who kind of, not seeing yourself in the best light, and you're just kind of going after yourself and tearing your heart apart. So like the invitation would be to actually find the kindness towards yourself and forgiveness towards yourself, and like you need to come together within yourself so that this energy can flow better. And then this is going to be hard for you, but trust that divine detours, trust that wherever you are, that's where you need it to be, and release the attachment, and then maybe in that space see what shows up for you. And that's what I want to leave you with, deck number 3. Please feel free to leave comment, to share what resonates with you, where you're at right now. And thank you so much for tuning in for this week's reading. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you next week. Take care.